Hey internet! So basically, if you know me or if you watch my videos, you'll know that I'm Australian and I moved to England about almost 2 years ago-ish, a few months off 2 years I think it is. And ever since I've kind of just been umming and ahhing whether I should stay or whether I should go, and I've never known the answer. About a month ago I booked a one-way ticket home. I decided I finally had enough. I need to just go home and get a bit of R&R and like regroup myself. So literally in about 4 days I'm flying home to Australia, which is crazy. It seems like when I booked it was ages away, and now it's like soon. Like yesterday was my last day at work and I had leaving drinks and I saw most of my friends for like one of the last times, which is really sad. And then tomorrow I'm off to back to where all my family live in England to say goodbye to them, and then a few days later I'm off back home. So it's all like happening really suddenly and really soon, and it's a bit scary, but I think it's for the best. I'm excited, but I'm also nervous. I also haven't told my family in Australia that I'm coming home, so I'm going to surprise them. So I just thought it'd be quite fun to like document the JEXIT, which is what I'm referring it to, which is how I'm referring to it. It's weird because when I first came here, obviously I came to this country which I was born in and whatever, and it might seem like not a big thing, but I didn't know anybody except for my family, and I got a job at Costa and I made all these new friends, and they were so welcoming and literally made me feel like I had a little family, and it was just lovely. I lived with my grandparents and I obviously haven't really seen much of them over the course of my life because I've lived in Australia since I was 3. So it was just lovely living with them, getting to know them that I just never got to see. I got to know really well, and that was lovely. I also had all my work friends, so I started getting like a life there, and it was nice. In between this I was going travelling. I originally came over to travel, and to be honest was thinking I might stay for like 3 months, maybe a year if I could manage it. Everyone kind of said to me like, you'll be back like sooner rather than later, and it's been almost 2 years, so I don't really know how I got to this point, but I wouldn't change it for the world. Like, I've really enjoyed it. The traveling part was obviously amazing. That was my favorite part, and I would love to do more traveling, but I think I started missing that continuity of your like everyday life and like having a home and having like a family and having a routine, and I've got that fixed now, and now I'm back to square one where I'm a bit like, okay, like not really sure what to do with my life, need to figure my shit out. I came here to figure my shit out, and I'm no closer to figuring it out. I've just used up another 2 years and have like had some fun, which I don't think is such a bad thing, but we'll see. After living with my grandparents for a while, I moved in with an auntie and uncle that lived a bit further away near Oxford, and that has been amazing. I originally moved with, basically met a boy travelling, and we got into a relationship and we're quite serious and had dated for almost a year, started living with my auntie and uncle, got another job in Costa and made a whole new bunch of friends, so that was lovely. And then it didn't really work out with the boyfriend, but we kind of went our separate ways, but I just decided to stay. I did consider going home, but I think I wanted to stay, and I was really enjoying working at Costa, which sounds a bit ridiculous, I guess, like just working at a coffee shop in England, but I made quite a few friends there, and it was just like quite lovely. There was another boy who I fell for stupidly, but this Costa was a bit more changeable. A lot of people came and went, whereas my first Costa, it was the same people the whole time, and they're all still there, and whenever I go back to see my grandparents I always visit them, and like they're just such good friends. My Costa now, I have met so many different people who have come and gone, and I'm pretty much still friends with all of them, but they've all just been really lovely experiences and really lovely people. I mean, not all of them, but most of them. And you know, there's been a lot of things that have happened. Obviously I've been here for 2 years. There's been relationships, there's been like really strong friendships, there's been fallouts, there's been fights, there's been arguments, there's been tears, there's been laughs. Like, it's a mixture of things, but at the end of the day, my fondest memories are with the really close friends that I've made, and they're the ones that stuck through with me, and they're the ones that were always there in the end when some boy was being shit or my job was being shit. At the end of the day, I'm just really grateful for the friends I've made. They've all made my last week. They've all just kind of been like, what can we do? When can we fit it in? We fit in like Winter Wonderland. We went to like this taste testing thing. We've had like Christmas dinners and been to the pub, and like they've just made it amazing. And I am really sad to leave them. And I've kind of worked my way up in Costa. I started as just a barista, and then I got promoted to like maestro, which kind of means like, I don't know, like you run shifts and you're like a key holder and all that. And then I got assistant manager, and then I eventually was running the store, and it was quite a short amount of time, and it was a lot to kind of deal with. But the one thing that was consistent and was fun was the team, and it changed a lot. As I said, like we've got a completely different team than we did when I started, but they've all just been so supportive and so much fun to work with, and you kind of just get attached to them emotionally. Like, I'm like the horrible mum who's like, if they do something wrong, I'll really have a go and really tell them off, but then they'll kind of still come to me and like tell me all their little problems, and I'll be like their counsellor, and I'll be like looking after them and giving them lifts places and being like, you shouldn't have been late, but I'll let you off this time. And I probably was a bit soft on them, but I just love them, and I wouldn't have had it any other way. So I'm really happy. I'm leaving on a happy note. Despite any other dramas that have happened, like I've been through a few rough boy situations, but at the end of the day, there's plenty of boys. Friends are kind of forever, aren't they? So I feel like I went on a bit of a ramble, but basically I'm excited, but I'm also sad. Let's have a look at my room situation, because that's not a good time. So I've started packing. I've got lots of stuff. I've got 30 kilos, so I'm hoping it fits, but if not, it doesn't. They've all signed this like Costa mug thing for me. They got me a retirement card. Thanks a latte. Some customers got me some little things, which was lovely. My room is literally just like a mess, and it's on its way out, but I really have not finished packing, so I'm a bit like, oh god, what am I gonna do? Hey, so I am now at my nan and granddad's house. I leave tomorrow morning. I fly out tomorrow morning. I'm really freaking out a little bit. That's my freaking out face. My suitcase keeps being overweight, and I've repacked it literally 8 times, and it's a mess. Just like me. Just kind of freaking out. I've said goodbye to everyone. I'm just kind of freaking out. Yeah, luckily my parents' internet has been really bad. Like, it's broken for some reason. It keeps cutting out. So they basically like can't FaceTime me. So I FaceTimed them a few days ago, kind of saying that I was meeting with my manager on Friday to discuss whether or not I can go home for Christmas, and to discuss whether or not I can leave and what would be a good time, and sort all that out, when really I've already left my job. And yeah, I'm obviously flying out tomorrow, so I'll be home Friday night. But I've told them that I don't know if I can leave work, and like it's too busy and it's unfair on them, and I want to leave it in a good place, and I can't just like drop everything kind of thing. So I've made it seem to them like I want to come home for Christmas, but I haven't booked anything yet. I'm really unsure. Every time I talk to them, they're like, so have you booked anything yet? Like, when are you coming home? Like, please, like, what's happening? And I've been like, don't know. And obviously it's driving them crazy, and I know that they're really upset. Like, and my mum's bought me an advent calendar, being like, oh, well, you're gonna have to come home for December to eat it. I planted little seeds of like kind of discouraging them. And yeah, and then I've said I'm going to sit down with my manager on Friday and kind of like say, I really want to go home for Christmas. What can we do? What can we sort out? And I'll let them know Friday night, their Friday night. But then really I'm going to be flying in Friday night, which will be exciting. And I think I'm going to message them and be like, not looking good. I've spoken to my manager and he said he's really going to need me for Christmas, and I don't think I'm going to be able to make it home for Christmas, but maybe I can come visit in like February or something. And then I just know they're going to be like, oh, and they're going to be really upset. And that sounds so mean, but like, it'll be good because they'll be like really not expecting it. They'll be really sad. And then me and my friend are going to pull up. We have an hour-and-a-half car ride to kind of figure it out, so I'm hoping we'll come up with something good. But yeah, it's really exciting. I've had to like block her on all social media, so in case someone posts something. So fingers crossed that it all stays a surprise. It's also like 0 degrees today, so bit cold, bit brisk. And then where I'm going home, it is 34 degrees, so it's a little bit of a difference. Probably gonna melt into a puddle and die, but who knows. So today I'm literally gonna have to go out in a coat, scarf, 3 jumpers, boots and a beanie. And then tomorrow, or not tomorrow, Friday, I'm gonna be like in a bikini and like wanting no clothes on basically, so it's gonna be very odd. So yeah, fingers crossed that they take my suitcase because it's 30.4 kilos and I have 30 kilos limit, and my backpack is meant to be 7 and it's 7.4 as well, I think. So I'm just hoping I get someone nice who's like, yeah, no, that's fine, or I'm just gonna like shove everything in my coat pockets for the hand luggage bit and hope that they let me in. I'm also gonna get my auntie to FaceTime my mum on Friday night, so I should be landing. I'm gonna text her when I'm like on my way from the airport because it's like an hour-and-a-half from the airport. And fingers crossed as well that I get out on time and it's not like delayed and it's not like hectic to get the luggage, because if I don't kind of leave the airport by 8, I'm probably not going to get home till late, like could be like 10:30, and it is a Friday night so they should be awake, but the later it is the less likely they are to be awake. Don't know, we're gonna have to really devise a scheme. But yeah, I'm just excited to like catch up with everyone. There's just so many people I haven't seen for almost 2 years and it's like gonna be crazy. So I will leave you here. I will probably see you on the other side because I'm not gonna be bothered to film in the airport and stuff. And if I am, maybe I'll do something on my phone. I'll insert if I do. Bye for now. G'day! I'm back in Australia. I look like shit because I've just been on the flight, so I'm trying not to get myself too in the light. But my good old pal Ayla's picked me up from the airport, and we've just driven like an hour-and-a-half home, and we are about, I don't know, like 15 minutes away. So basically the plan is we're gonna park a bit up the road, jump the fence, and kind of, my parents always leave the garage open like an inch for my dog. More than an inch, like we can fit under there, and so we're gonna try and sneak under there and just walk into the house basically and be like, hey, you okay? And I've just told my mum that I'm not gonna be able to come home for Christmas, so and my auntie's FaceTiming her, so she's apparently really sad, and my auntie's like trying to like cheer her up and console her, but really we're like 10 minutes away, even though I just said 15, so it's gone dark. Yeah, so we're gonna try and film it. We're hoping that my dog's not gonna like attack us / be like, people are breaking into my house, what the hell. So fingers crossed. We have like backup plan-ish, so we'll see how it goes.
I knew it, didn't I? I was going to say, she's up to something. I've lowered all this. It's too cold.
It's not